Hey world, being able to come back from another video. Family, you didn't get a chance to watch my video. I talked about Social Security being insolvent by 2033. And I think what happens is those that are making these decisions, they're not stupid. Sorry, family, it's my washing dryer. They're not stupid. They know when certain information gets out that there's something called damage control, right? And they know that those that are spreading this news and spreading the word are really on top of everything that they're talking about. Now they talking that instead of Social Security being insolvent by 2033, they saying by 2035, those receiving Social Security will have a 24% pay cut. I'll be honest with you, family. The fact that, senior citizens, whether they're in wheelchairs, walking, walkers, I don't care. The fact that all of the senior citizens are not marching on Washington, D.C., in the Capitol building, demanding that their Social Security be raised, not reduced. I mean, think about the power in those numbers. And granted, it wouldn't be just the senior citizens doing it. It would be the mothers, the sons and daughters of the senior citizens. Three particular individual groups that I feel are just totally ignored in our society. The elderly, school-age children, and military veterans. I mean, just think about it from this pandemic standpoint, right? Who suffered the most? The elderly, because they just automatically labeled coronavirus to the elderly and just automatically just assumed that that's what they was dying of, so you're going to put it on the elderly without, right, proper treatments, accommodations. Not one time did I hear out of the trillions of dollars in the stimulus about how much money is going to be designated to improve the conditions of nursing homes and senior citizen living facilities. Why wasn't money designated to these particular facilities? If the elderly is the ones that are going to be affected mostly by this so-called COVID-19 virus, why wasn't designated monies going to those particular facilities? And what about people who have dialysis? Did they just stop going to dialysis? When they go to the dialysis clinic, remember, they have to be individuals there to, assist them. Were all those workers coronavirus free? Was everyone that went to dialysis every other day, were they coronavirus free? So it's just such nonsense. Senior citizens were not looked out for. We know the school-age kids and the young adults and school-age young adults were not looked out for. And of course, military veterans. When still today, about 20 military veterans commit suicide every day. Why isn't there something going on? They talk about this opioid crisis and people committing suicide. What about the veterans? And the fact that even when they come back from putting that work in overseas or doing wartime, they come back to loans. Anyone that served this country, definitely in wartime, they should come back to the country not applying for VA loans and GI bills. They're supposed to be totally taken care of because they pretty much done gave the ultimate sacrifice. They went overseas to fight a battle that there's a chance they wouldn't come back. And when they do come back, and when you do understand, family, that it's required that dopamine, cortisone, and adrenaline is prescribed to every soldier, mostly, that's in war. It said it's required for war. So if you know, drugging our young men to go to war, what do you think is going to happen when they come back over here? Because remember, it's not natural to go to another country and kill people. When you come back, that's why it's a difficult time with PTSD, because a lot of our soldiers, a lot of our veterans, they give them adrenaline, they give them dopamine, they give them cortisol. And that's not even including the illicit drugs. And so when they come back and they're not getting the proper, assistance, they're not getting the proper help, of course they're going to, the suicide rate is going to be high. When you're coming back over here and you can't even be guaranteed 100% disability for what you went through. When 26 to 27% of all defaulted mortgage loans or VA loans, that's a problem. But only 18% get qualified for VA loans. How is that possible? These numbers are not right. Look out for the most vulnerable in our society, family. And I tell you, this coronavirus psyop has pretty much put them on blast and shine a light on this hypocrisy. 20 veterans die a day from suicide. Our education system is being treated like it's non-existent. When the government has all these trillions of dollars, but only 12 or 14 billion go to K through 12, and then the elderly in these facilities are not being looked out for. I got a problem with that, family. And like I say, by 2035, they want to cut Social Security by 24%, and says that because of a decrease in immigration contributions. What? The only reason there's a decrease in the Social Security because these employers and corporations are hiring people at low wages instead of paying people higher wages, because the higher the wages, the higher the taxes, the more money goes to Social Security, which should be good. How is it that after 80 years of having the Social Security system, after 80 years now, there's a problem? Doesn't make sense. It's called the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund. It's for older age people, man. You work 20, 30, 40, 50 years? Not right, family. Just a little food for thought. And in the meantime, between time, may the Most High to bring you joy and being with His out of 5,000.